Hi, everyone. I'm Pip from Seymour Digital Media. You're listening to KnowHow Marketing Lab podcast. This podcast brings together different experts in marketing from our Facebook group, Cyberpunk Geeks Marketing Mixer. Each week we get on here and we talk about something search marketing like Google Ads or SEO, social media marketing from Facebook to TikTok, or website marketing. If you're a marketer or aspiring marketer, a business owner or entrepreneur, this podcast is for you. We're going to share the best SEO, search, social, and website strategies. We share tips and hacks, Google Ads strategies, what's going on in the current markets. Each week, we discuss something exciting and awesome in marketing. It's this month in the world of marketing, and we have a lot to get through. So we're just going to dive right in. I'm Pip, Seymour Digital Media.
I'm Phelan, also at Seymour Digital Media.
I'm Rena at Little Works Indie Media.
I'm Greg McKinnon with Original 72 Creative.
Yeah, you got a creative name. It's true. So what are we going to dive into first, y'all? What's my most exciting is the AI stuff, but maybe that should go last. Rena, what's your stuff? What do you
Yeah,
want to talk-
so today is this month in the world of marketing where we do our recap and we're going to jump into social. We've got a few things going on. Instagram posting, you can do the carousel Instagram posts having I wasn't expecting to go
priority?
first. Clearly. Yeah, so
No, that's a priority.
that content is being privileged. So the reach is greater with carousel posts at this time. So that
Now-
might be a strategy or tactic that you want to implement.
in a carousel post.
I believe you can.
Okay.
I haven't done it myself, but I believe that is possible.
So if you want to have more reach on Facebook or Instagram, or is it just
I
Instagram?
believe it's Instagram. It doesn't say anything about Facebook. I don't know why they're still so separated, but anyways.
It's funny that some people still don't know that they're owned by the same company. They're like, I hate
Yeah.
Facebook. I won't be on Facebook. I'm like, but you're on Instagram.
Yeah, and the one thing that I noticed about my metrics recently is that Reels still do give you more new people in front of you. And so that's still a really good thing. That's just from my own experience. I have got no hard data to back that up. You can tell me in the comments what you are getting better results for with new viewers or more reach. And it really depends like what you're going for. So you might not want more reach. You might want more viewers. So it's hard to tell. 10 live events and other ad formats. So they're hoping to tap into your ad budget. So they've started a whole bunch of new ads. So you have live event ads. That's what I'm trying to get at. So you can try that out. So it seems like they're moving a little bit away from being a job searching platform to catering more to different kinds of business activities, including their lives. And and they have more targeting options. That's the other part. It's always been a bit limited, quite frankly, in my opinion. You can tell me what your LinkedIn ads are doing, but I find it pretty, a little bit on the expensive side and a little bit limited in what it can do. But they're starting to really turn that around. I've still had really good campaigns on LinkedIn, though. I don't want it to sound like
display, or because you can do search ads on LinkedIn, you can do display ads.
Yeah, so we did display ads and we were sending traffic to a campaign on a website. It was quite a bit of good traffic, and we were able to, in this case, we wanted to actually do the targeting by job title. So that works really well on LinkedIn. LinkedIn doesn't have quite so many interest-based things on their targeting last time I checked, but it has been a good 6 months since I've been on there. So it could have changed since then too. But yeah, so that's really what I've got on social for right now.
I also heard
Yeah.
that they took away comments on ads.
Oh yeah, you were mentioning that and I forgot to go and take a look. So I cannot confirm or deny that one
Yeah.
yet, at least not yet.
Yeah.
Yeah,
thought the
I
comments-
feel like you would have to distinguish like what is this an ad that
Yeah.
has like a post, an existing post that there's a bunch of variables within Facebook ads that you'd have to take a look at before determining that they've like completely removed it, or if there's like a specific set of circumstances in which they've removed it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I thought
Oh,
it took a while.
I gotta look at that. But
Yeah.
the other thing I wanted to mention that I almost forgot about was TikTok and TikTok Notes. I don't know if you're familiar with TikTok Notes, but it's not right in TikTok. It's like a totally different app, but you can access it through TikTok and you
that.
get a ton of, yeah, so it's a separated app. They're trying to do what everybody does, steal everybody's idea, and it's for photos.
Hmm.
It's like they're trying to do an Instagram thing where they do the videos and photos. So photos are on TikTok Notes, and it seems that people are using it in a very particular way where they put up a photo and then they have a lot of overlay text on their photo. That seems to be a big, yeah, it seems to be what's happening a lot on Notes. And TikTok is really pushing people to use Notes. So the algorithm is very good. The one thing that you need to remember, though, with this is that Notes is not available in the US for some reason. It launched in Canada and some other places, New Zealand, and I'm not sure about
Interesting
Europe.
way to do it. That's
Yeah.
testing, right? So
Yeah, I'm not really sure why they decided on those particular regions. Usually things always start in the States, or it feels like it. When you're a Canadian, it sure feels like it. But in this case, it's not the case. So if you want to get up on there and build yourself up there before they launch it in the US, then this might be a really good opportunity. I'm going to start playing with it for some of my clients because I've noticed it's really taking off. And if it's not, what TikTok is doing is they continually send you notifications about Notes on your TikTok, and it's a ton of notifications. Have you noticed that too, Pip?
yeah, I just ignore the notifications now because I'm like, wow, there's so many.
I wish they wouldn't do that, but it makes it hard to find the notifications you're really looking for.
You're on TikTok, aren't you? You
I
peruse.
go on TikTok,
Yes.
yes.
Oh,
Well, we know
okay.
you all go on TikTok. We know.
I follow more of you on TikTok.
Yeah, I do things about chickens, so it is not for business for me. And I have a business account now, but I'm just trying some things, testing some things out because video is really fun. Like
Mhm.
to
Video
edit it.
it can be
Yeah,
really fun. Yeah.
it's really fun to work with. It is time consuming and a bit arduous at times too. Right?
These lives are the only video I.
We spend a lot of time cutting up video now. What? Okay, so that's search. So search is a lot is
Social.
happening in search.
No,
So for
Right.
search, for search, or actually, I'll do Google Ads. There's been a lot of big changes that just came out with Google Ads, and actually tangential to that because I'm thinking of it within the context. Sorry, I have a cat losing his mind right next to me.
Which one?
Thor. He's running around the room madly and running up walls. Anyway, so tangential to paid ads and SEO, one of the big ones for e-commerce that just came out is Google revamped entirely how your store is interacting with your merchant center. So they have a new tab in your merchant center next, which is the new merchant center they've rolled out for everyone. So big thing that happened with that is that there's a tab in there called store quality. As it gets difficult to fight over specific products, now you can actually move the lever of like your store itself. And it is related to kind of a long-standing program, but I think it's widely underused and underutilized is customer review. So it's very similar to your Google business profile reviews. And so as you buy products and you get them through the shopping tab, Google can then does outreach to the person, and then you can display their reviews that Google's acquired for you about your store on your store with a little bit of JavaScript.
A lot of people realize that if you hate Amazon or you have a beef with them, or you can shop on Google Shopping, you just click a tab and you got
Yeah.
pretty good shopping.
Well, and
Takes you
and
to
feel
Google's
like Google Shopping is for me, and I don't know if this is just an algorithm thing that I've tripped because I did make a purchase on Temu not that long ago. But now all of the Google Shopping is always Temu, and I just don't want that for me.
interesting.
Yeah,
There's
they
a lot.
I mean, Temu does. They're up to. It was in April that they dropped like $4 billion in ad spend. So they're like, if you engage with anything Temu related, you will be served a Temu ad, and you will
Oh,
constantly.
I
They just
know. It
want you to
just makes me
download the app.
crazy. But
Yeah.
then the shopping ads actually run out quite quickly. That's what I found. I was looking for, what was I looking for recently? Kettles. I couldn't, it was just all nothing but Temu and then nothing else. And I had the same, I actually have tried to use Google Shopping, and then I always end up on Amazon because they seem to serve me up more of what I'm looking for, which bums me out because I don't know how I found myself there. I was very much against, it was because I got Prime accidentally.
Yeah, it's hard. It is hard not to go there, especially if you don't find it.
Yeah, as a Canadian, I feel like shipping prices really affect how I shop online.
You're not the only one. Everybody looks
I
at that
know.
because we've been spoiled by Amazon, right? They're
Yes,
getting into TV. We should actually include Amazon in this because when I started in Google Ads, they had a tiny percent of the TV market, and now it was like 7%, and now it's 20% of the market, I think, or something.
Yeah, and their ads must be quite reasonable because I actually saw one of my clients had done an ad. I built their website ages ago, like years ago. And so I saw their clinic, like just a regular
A TVF?
clinic. Yeah.
Wow.
On Amazon. And then I've noticed, I've been looking at it, and a lot of the companies that are advertising with video on Amazon are smaller companies. They're not huge. And I feel like they must have some kind of really great ad spend, ad promotion or something going on.
We've done ads
Well,
on there. It's very limited, but we have a client that actually tried to get him to realize that Google ads will be very different because I turned it on and it was like turning on a faucet. And we're like, okay. And you don't have, like, there's not much you can put in there. Yeah, it's at the whims of that algorithm.
I don't really know what that means. What do you mean there's not much you can put in there? What is that?
so
Are you
it's a lot
talking on
of
Amazon still?
yeah. So Amazon ads are pretty limited. It's very similar vibes to when I use LinkedIn ads. The amount of
Uh,
targeting that you
so,
can do is much less than you would expect or have
okay,
become in
so,
Facebook.
I think what I'm talking about is commercials. So these people have commercials
Yeah.
in between the
Like
shows, the
Prime.
TV
Yeah.
shows.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's
Yeah.
Prime.
And you're talking about ads that are throughout the Amazon.
Amazon. Yeah. So
Well,
I
Got it.
wonder how it's
Okay.
connected or
Okay.
how you would connect it. Like when
Yeah.
you do Amazon ads, are you able to pick ads in Prime? So yeah,
But
it's something to research.
do they I've never seen ads in Prime. I've only ever seen commercials.
Yeah, but
That's what I'm
commercials
trying to
are
get at.
ads. That's what I'm saying.
yeah, but I think the commercials are become the ads, right? Because it's very similar to there's concentric circles of ad networks, and one of those is like commercials. And now that it's become digitized and it becomes part of Google and Amazon's network, the Google ads now you can target your commercials. So I can make a 15-second, 30-second video and have that only go on to Google just like TVs through the display network. Like
Right.
that's an op.
It is interesting because none of the ads that I've looked at look unprofessional, though. Do you know what I mean? I would expect if that was the case, if you could just choose that media format to put your ad placement
Mhm.
is what I guess I'm getting at. I would expect to see some pretty low quality stuff. And I haven't. They're all high production value videos. So
It's
I think it might
easier.
be different.
Yeah, it is easier to do higher production videos now with all the AI stuff. So
It could be, yeah, but still, you go onto YouTube and you see some pretty bad videos on there that are ads. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, I also wonder about, like, I said to Phelan because we have Prime, and there are a lot of ads for gambling, and I was like, "Is this
I've
like?"
never seen any gambling
Oh,
ads.
I see.
Yeah.
Oh,
And there's some
interesting.
rules that changed last year about gambling ads, and so now are allowed. So we're gonna see them more and more, I think. So
Interesting.
yeah,
The gambling ads aren't really targeted at us currently. Because we are not the right age that they want to target. So most of the gambling ads are actually focused on universities, specifically in the United States. Sponsorship of universities has by gambling institutions is
Oh,
like
that is the saddest thing I've ever heard.
I don't. I wasn't saying I'm happy about it. I'm very much unhappy about that. But yeah, so yeah, that's one of the big ones right now is that universities have been like Stake, which is a gambling, a big crypto gambling website. is I think Louisiana and one in Alabama, two of their universities are sponsored by them. It's like very bleak, very not a good way to do things. But yeah, that's what they're doing right now.
I wonder if many people know that the ideal in marketing in most professional spaces, 18 to 24 and or to 34 is the ideal customer market like that they want, right? They just want those people because they have the most disposable income. Supposedly. I don't know. I think my parents or like people around like retirement have the most disposable income until they're retired. When you're retired, you have fixed income. Anyway,
Depending, the greatest wealth is still baby boomer silent generation.
really?
Yeah, undoubtedly. There's a reason why only 10% of millennials own a house. Where
Yeah.
60% of baby boomers and 60% of silent generation own a house.
Interesting. Yeah, it's interesting. That's the market that they want to hit all the time then,
Well, it's
right?
because they want a lifetime
Then they get them when they're
customer. I'm
kids.
trying to frame this in a nice way, and I'm just like, they
The
want to get them hooked.
lifetime
Yeah,
value of a client.
Yeah,
yeah.
customer. Yeah. And okay, so we've done search, a little bit of search. We've done a bit of social. Greg, we got some website stuff going on.
Just a couple items of note. WordPress 6.7 is in release candidate 1 right now. New version is scheduled for release in November on the 12th, I believe. New features coming out in this release. There's one that I'm interested in, which I think a lot of people will like, is when you're editing your page in WordPress in the block editor, you only see the blocks or what's in your view, in your screen. This new release is going to have a zoom out feature where it zooms out
Oh,
the page so you see more context of the page layout in this zoom out view so that you can see more of the page and how it's laid out, things like that. And then go back into the normal view to continue. So that'll be interesting. A second option or a second feature that's pretty minor, but one that should be good for usability is persistent panels. And that means if you're in WordPress all the time building, often when you go in to add a block or do something, you can open up a panel and choose the block you want to use and drag it on your page.
Ooh, I love
And then the panel will go away. So persistent panels basically will mean any panel you open will stay open until you decide to close it. They won't automatically close and then you have to open them again after you've done something. So there's usability kind of thing.
What happened with that fight? Are they still fighting?
Yeah, there's still lawsuits pending or being filed. Last I heard, WP Engine filed to get access back to the WordPress.org repository so they continue getting updates of plugins and themes for their customers. There was also something that happened just recently with Flywheel, and I believe people thought they lost access like WP Engine did, but I believe they just had an issue connecting because they fixed whatever the issue was, and anyone with Flywheel is now able to continue updating. So I don't, they were a host that was also cut off like Matt Mullenweg cut off WP Engine.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, we have a couple clients on Flywheel, and
like
I have
Flywheel.
not noticed any disruptions, but I do know that they're owned by WP Engine. But I think that they're technically a separate entity, so they don't fall within like the issues that WP Engine are having with them.
Right.
Oh, I learned something very valuable about websites this last week, actually, that I wanted to mention for SEO, which is really interesting. When you see most websites or you put them through a test like Page Speed Insights, and most websites like fail dramatically, actually, especially on mobile. We learned that there's some plugins that can like lickety split fix it and like to where it's epic awesome. Like I've never had a faster site speed in my life, but it's only for WordPress because of the plugins. So like Squarespace, you actually have to manually do minifying CSS or I don't even know really what that
they
means, because
even-
I think it's
does-
Java.
Do they allow you to go and minify those kinds of things? Because aren't those things within the proprietary space? It's not content.
You have to activate developer mode. You need someone who knows what they're doing with it.
I see.
And
I see.
yeah, so what you would do is you go into the files and then you would manually run it through a minification program. So there's like websites that will minify it for you. And WP Rocket was the plugin that we were using. That
Yes,
for
we
a-
use that a lot too. Yeah.
Yeah, and
That's one
if
of
you
my
activate
favorites.
everything in it, it does more than Web3 Total Cache, which used to be my favorite. And then
Yeah, and if anyone wants a cheaper version, I've got the agency license.
Oh yeah, I
Mm.
think we got that too. Do we have?
Yeah.
Not yet, but we're planning
We're
on
gonna maybe we'll just talk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dr. Rena.
Yeah, we do sometimes recommend clients get it on their own. WP Rocket, yeah, that's right. It's a rock star.
I use Hummingbird on some of the sites that I manage.
Really? I've
Yeah.
heard of me. I love the names. My favorite. So we have for web builders that are going to go away, I guess, one day or change dramatically. But the Muffin Builder, we can name a few. That's to my heart. That makes me giggle. It's like, why don't we just get Cookie Crumble? And the Beaver Builder's a good one. I think that's pretty funny. Canadian Beaver. Anyway, okay. Can we jump into AI and go back and forth in what AI is affecting? Because it's rock star. Now, I don't know everything, or like I'm new to some of the AI scene. Like I don't use Claude, which I know most people use Claude a lot. And there's something called Notebook or AI that took off last week. I think it does some voice. It can turn your voice into a podcast or something. I don't know. It went viral last week. It is called voice there. Let me just check my notes. So I had the name. And it's just so cool. Notebook LM. I don't know if you guys have checked it out, but it went viral last week somehow. Claude's had some big breakthroughs. Flux AI is the place where people are doing images, and there's huge breakthroughs every week. It's so hard to keep up with this stuff that I'm just learning how to use it all. And I find it fascinating. There's so much going on in that space that it's pretty overwhelming. I actually said to this guy that's all in the AI space, like, how do you even keep up? Because every day, like Gemini's in there, Gemini is now inside your ads. It's in your email. I don't know if you've seen it. Rena, do you have it in Workspace?
Yeah, it's constantly prompting me.
And it's helpful. Do you find it helpful?
No, I haven't used it yet. I do use AI. I have a system of how I like to use it, and that's pretty much it.
It is so hard to keep up with, or is saying for sure it is. It's really fun. But yes, I'm going through the API stuff with the AI stuff. It gives you more options with the images and stuff. But I need to learn what Notebook LM is, and I don't know who uses Claude here. Or I use Perplexity, which I love, and then there's even this, saw it yesterday. It's called Bread something, and it's a open source AI that's compatible to Claude and Gemini. And secret of the day, if anybody wants to know, if you take an image and put it in Gemini and say, write me an alt description, it is the best at writing alt descriptions for your images.
Oh, you're kidding. Okay,
No,
I'm gonna
it's
take
so
okay.
good. And
Really?
yeah, it's so good. You can tell you say the keyword too that you want to be put in. I have a prompt you can use, but it's so good. Like it's so good at it.
Okay,
Yeah.
when is this done so I can get off and start looking at stuff?
Okay. Or is saying Notebook LM is great for fetching a bunch of complex text-based content on a topic and then have it split out into audio interview style podcasts.
Oh, I see. Oh,
Neato.
interesting.
That's what went viral. Right. And no, you can't get off for 3 minutes. I think
Also, YouTube Shorts just got extended from 1 minute to 3 minutes. So
Oh, how did
Which
I
is-
miss that? Okay, cool.
it's at the start of
the
this
1
month.
minute. I kind of like maybe longer.
I don't, because it's usually that's really annoying to edit a video down to 1 minute or sub 1 minute.
Okay, I thought until Rena corrected me that I had to do reels
20
in 26 seconds. to be 26 seconds. I don't know. Marketing is changing really fast, especially with the AI stuff. I think we're going to be able to do a lot more. But I also think that humans will have to wield it. Like, I don't see getting around having to review. It's like an assistant, right? It's like a helpful assistant.
It's also just to be the person that's like critical of the VC world. A lot of the stuff that's making it really hard to keep up with the money is going to dry up in, they say, 8 to 12 months. So a lot
Yeah,
of
and then
this
it's
AI
going to be
stuff is
super.
going to,
So then here's the thing: you're going to build your entire business on this AI, and then all the prices are going to go way up. Just Netflix.
They're already a challenge, or you're asking about Gemini. So just type in Gemini and it's Google's AI. Yeah, that will be depressing day, Rena. It's already getting
I know.
more expensive because
It's like
I pay for Perplexity. I pay for
I know.
ChatGPT.
I know.
Gemini
So-
we pay for. Oh God. Yeah, Gemini is Google's AI.
So eventually, it doesn't actually replace a person because it costs just as much. Do you know what I'm saying? Like it's
Yeah, what
So-
does get slightly replaced and weird, if you go into Perplexity and you say, make me an image of Maple Bay, it will grab images of Maple Bay. And then you can say, and it'll say generate image, and that's Flux attached to Perplexity. And it'll make you an image. And then you see that it's pulling ideas from all these other sites. So, like, what happens to all these search sites?
So let's just clarify that. I feel like I really need to clarify
Yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah,
It's
of course, this is
pulling,
important.
it's not pulling ideas, it's pulling actual visuals from other people's copyrighted work. And that's the issue. That's the issue. So it's one thing if you're creating meta tags or alt text or something like that's actually not copyrighted material. I have no problem with any of that. But we have a whole creative sector that's underpaid already. And here I'm going to
Agreed.
go on my soapbox, and largely got us through the pandemic through free things. And then we don't ever want to pay these people ever. And then now we're saying that their stuff is not copyrightable anymore. It doesn't belong to them.
I am not saying any of that. And with that,
No, I know, but that's what AI does essentially.
yeah, it's what its purpose is. It's not like that. It's not a tangential. This is a side outcome. That was the outcome of what they wanted. It's an obfuscation machine. It's
So do we
designed to
think,
not
Understood.
hide.
hold on, do we
Understood.
think like Getty, really, we don't have much control over what happens. We get to be onlookers a little bit. So I'm wondering, do you think iStock and Getty photos will all be seriously affected by this?
Don't know. I'm expecting so.
Considering one of those is named after a guy from the late 1800s and it's still around today and the family still has a ton of money, yeah, I think they have deep pockets. And there's a little mouse that's very well protected that is
Yeah.
very interested in making sure his copyright is protected.
And with that, it's the end of our podcast.
Yeah.
We will see you all next week. That was really funny, and thank you for smiling with me. Phelan and I have jokes about Mickey Mouse around here all the time. Next week, what is happening? Oh yes, it's a 5-week month. So usually this is the 4th week that happens in a month. This month in the world of marketing, and so we have a 5th week topic, which is best practices for creating engaging short videos. Oh, that's not true. I booted Rena. She's doing me a solid favor, and we're going to be doing an interview with someone next week. So make sure to join us. It's going to be really great. It's going to be all right. We'll see you next week.